821's like answers? Absolutely. So if you didn't turn in 821 yesterday, like I told you guys, I didn't feel good last night. I literally went home and like ate some soup, slept on the couch, then went to bed. The only reason I slept on the couch is my dogs would not have gone to bed at 7 p.m. They would have wanted to go back outside again. But I'm feeling better today because sometimes your body just needs sleep. So we did not actually get to 822's lesson yesterday, right? So we're going to get to it today, but I want to make sure that we take enough time to really understand this stuff because it's important as we move forward. So if we slow down a tiny bit, that's fine. We only have 2 more chapters. We have chapter 9 and chapter 10, and that's it. So we're doing really well. Now, 9 and 10 are bigger than chapter 8 was, but if you didn't turn in 821 yesterday, that's okay. I did not grade those yet. I do have a few papers to get back of the things I updated. Like if you turned something in that needed updated. Questions?
I realized in a dream that I missed a problem. Or didn't do a problem on it.
I feel like Amelia's trying to ask a question, but Maddie's hand is in the air.
Okay.
Maddie? Amelia? I don't know.
I just looked up 855 for B and D because I'm not sure how to do that with
855.
It's on.
So there's what the answers are. I'm betting you that that's a problem where they have fractions to an exponent. So just like we talked about yesterday with an exponent outside of parentheses distributing, the same sort of thing happens when we have an exponent applied to a fraction. I am way on a too far homework. So, Dot Kim.
By doing that, I need to do stuff.
Am I not giving you a sec?
One to sit.
All right, 55. 55. So, 2/3 cubed. If we write it in expanded form, so I'm going to take this out so I can actually like write without my thing getting in the way. If we write it in expanded form, what does the third power tell us we're going to do?
2/3 times 2/3 times
Multiply 2/3 times the sum 3 times.
Yeah, repeated multiplication. So this will make a lot more sense if we write it out in expanded form. But if you want to think about it like the distributive property, which this is not, but it's similar, the third power applies to both the numerator and the denominator. So 2 times 2 times 2, we end up with 2 to the third on top. We end up with 3 to the third on bottom.
How much is this?
821.
Already did that one.
Nice flex, Max.
I'm sorry. I had an entire
I'm serious.
extensions AO in math lunch to do.
3
all
times
of
3
my
is 9,
answers.
times 3 is 27. No, you're right, man. If you already did it, sweet. Like, that's what was supposed to happen. But I told people they could wait and turn it in today. So if you still have this one, you just need to turn it in today. Everyone who turned it in yesterday, you're sitting in my green folder. That is my to be graded folder. Jordan?
I saw it in the quadratic formulas on
Yep. One of my friends is a high school algebra teacher, so that is actually the ABCs of algebra, quote unquote. So all of those are like algebra-related topics. But you'll see over there that negative exponent, you might not be able to see it from there, but there's a purple poster on the wall coming out that has an example of negative exponents, which we're going to talk more about today. We're going to talk more about negative exponents today. It's kind of. In scientific notation, it goes to the left. But if you just have a number to a negative exponent, that means division.
It's like you always know what exactly to put up to lead into the lesson.
It's like I've done this before.
Wow.
Right?
What?
This is not my first rodeo.
You have?
It is my
It's your
second
second.
rodeo. All right, so D would do the same thing, except for we would need to solve inside the parentheses first. So this is a negative 2/4, right, if we try to think of it with common denominators. So this would end up being 1/4 to the third power. And what happens when you do repeated multiplication with 1? It's still 1. So only the denominator needs to change. 4 times 4 is 16, times another 4, 64?
64 twos.
I don't know, what is 4 cubed? Who's got it?
Something.
I want some verification. Just shout it out. Is it 64? Okay, I was just trying to get some verification. I said it, and everyone was pretty quiet.
64.
Huh?
My dad says the answer is always 64.
I mean, 64 you find in a lot of places because of it relates to perfect squares. It's like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It's 64 is an interesting number.
Whenever I ask him for help on my math, he goes, "It's 64."
I thought it was 42.
That's not how that works.
Is the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
He goes-
All right, other questions from 821. Because guys, here's the problem. At this point, like we're all, I know I'm your teacher, but like we're all friends. I could sit here and like just chat with you guys for the whole time that we have today, but we have a shorter class today, and we still want to make sure that we get through.
Can we have a class where we do that?
What, just talk?
Yeah,
That
shoot
sounds
I
like a lot of
mean-
fun. I mean, and do math too, but I mean, still.
We could have like a work day where we just like chill and do like assignments and whatever, I guess.
Don't
tell us when,
because
I know that day be today.
Huh?
That day be today.
You're gonna have shorter days.
Oh, maybe.
Like, we should do it
Jordan,
with a
question.
class.
Jordan, question.
Oh, when are we gonna do our
I need to put a survey on Schoology. Sorry, I will, this weekend, I will get a survey up on Schoology. Okay, and we can fill it out in class together. You'll make me a hat to remind me? So we have 30 minutes left. Math is hard. We're out of here at 53. All
He's got half to an
right, so how about this? I'll make you a deal. Get out graph paper. We need to make sure that we're understanding scientific notation. But then I'll probably just give you guys like the last 15 to 20 minutes to just like work on stuff and chat with each other and like do math.
Yay!
Okay, so we-
Wait, can you show us? Yeah, 8
Okay, you're not the best.
Great.
I'm not the best? What do you mean?
Miss Mac or elementary.
Well, what do I have to do to be better than Miss Mac?
You can't.
Oh, throwing down the challenge. I can't be, he says.
Can you do 8
We'll do those in a minute. All right, so Maddie.
So, when we get through chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 10.
Hey guys, notice how like I called on Maddie and she's trying to talk, but like 6 other people are talking. Sorry, Maddie.
When we get through chapter 8, chapter 9, and chapter 10, and we have nothing else to like do, and we have like a couple months left, like what do we do?
Whoa, have a couple months left, she
Or
Or like a
says.
month. Like,
It actually does sound like a couple months, so maybe like.
So let's just look at this real quick then, because I mean that's a valid question. I don't know what Pocket's recommending me. Whatever. I just like Firefox better than Chrome. So that's high school math too. So a lot of times what I'll do is start to show you guys Math 1 content so you like spring into that class with some reference behind you. But so chapter 9, because this chapter is all exponents and scientific notation, right? We're pretty much like, you know a lot of it. Chapter 9 is angles and the Pythagorean theorem. Pythagorean theorem deals with right triangles, which are really fun problems to solve. It's like for real. Like, because it is so powerful what we can do with the Pythagorean theorem very efficiently, right? Don't want to say the other E word, but very efficiently. Yeah.
the E word.
So that's what chapter 9 is. But guys, look, 9-1 has 4 sections. So that'll be like a week, right? Like, because school days are only 5, or school weeks are only 5 days. Then 9-2 has like 7 sections plus closure. So that's like 2 weeks. So we're looking at upwards of a month for chapter 9. I mean, not the whole month. Chapter 10's fairly smaller. But these are like closure for the textbook in a way. Like making sure that we understand everything. So chapter 10 will probably only take a couple weeks. But that's already like, so what? It's February 11th. Let's say we finish chapter 8 by next week. Chapter 9 would be like 3 weeks, probably 4. But we got discovery days in there, so it'd probably actually go to like middle of March. So then chapter 10, we'd be starting right around here. Guys, the state test for math is on April 20th. So spring break is like right in here. So really, we won't have spare time till after spring testing.
We'll have a little break. We'll have like 1 week break.
When is math testing for spring?
I'm not actually sure that there is spring math testing. We're trying to figure out if we have to give it to you or not. We don't want to give you guys tests like that unless we have to. So, like, literally, if we don't have to do it, we probably won't. Unless 8th grade, like, really wants us to, so they have the data points, but I doubt they will. They'll care more about fall math testing so we can find what gaps we need to fill. Amelia?
before spring break?
Oh, I try to make sure I record every day. Yeah, are you going on an early spring break?
Yeah,
We should
because
just
it's the
record
only,
music
it's the only
videos
week
and
we'll
watch
be
them
able
during
to get
spring
the
break.
place that we want, so then I'll just like do my
Where you
work
guys going?
the
You're
next
good.
week.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Where you guys
And
going?
like,
Mexico.
so if somehow they don't end up on Schoology or like up on my YouTube, just email me. Sometimes the upload fails, but I have it saved on my computer, so like I could get it to you somehow. But I haven't had many issues with YouTube this year, so it should be good. Aiden?
Like during the last few weeks of school, we should just like do like fun stuff, make like math music videos.
I'm challenging you guys. That's what you should do for this, because this is really
I
your.
want to do that for Discovery Day. That sounds
Yeah,
like
I'm
fun.
probably gonna do
So spring Discovery Days normally travel. So like 7th grade needs to figure out what we're doing with that, because 8th grade's still going to do their travel to Kings Island. But we're trying to figure out how to end the year. All right, real quick, let's actually solve a math problem. I want you to talk with your team without writing anything down, without changing the form of these numbers. Which planet do you think has a larger mass based off what you see here? And then I'm going to blow your mind. Well, maybe. And actually, there's been some debate on if this is actually how our planets travel or not.
You don't have to write it down, but we can use the
No calculator.
You're technically writing it down in your keyboard. Wait, that doesn't make sense.
5, 6.
Are you writing it down?
B minus B squared.
Root of B squared.
This is not what we're doing.
I also know.
It's just so good. It's such
I'm
a
pretty
good
sure
song.
we'll do this video.
Or don't play a video if you're on YouTube while recording.
Wait, what if we try to formula? I think
It's the thing in the song.
Yes, there's 3 decimal places.
plus the minus the square root of B squared minus 4AC over 2A.
See, when you guys end up in high school and you like know that memorized before you ever even like use it, your teacher's probably gonna be like, "What the heck?" And then you're gonna have to tell them to look up the YouTube video, and it will change their life forever.
Look up my
It's heavy, it's heavy.
Well, it's not my video, but we could like make our
Oh,
own.
you mean like the
We could
actual
email
video?
that dude and be like, "Yo, can we steal your song?" All right, Nevin.
No, what's the
I'm having a hard time getting you guys to talk as a team, so we're gonna talk as a group. Bring it back. Nevin, which planet do you think has a larger mass? Pluto. Jake, what about you?
Pluto.
Pops, what about you? Okay, so Amelia, I'm confused though because Humia has a mass of like 4. Its first number's 4, and Pluto's first number is just 1.3. So can you help me out? Like,
Well, it's the 10 is has the 22 and the other one has only a 21. So on the first one you move the decimal over 22 times, which makes it like a bigger number and like has more like zeros. Like I'm trying to like calculate how much it would be, but then
it'd be a really hard number to say because it'd be bigger than millions or billions. Or so now,
it'd just be
grab your pencil. Let's try to write this out and see how we would actually say this number. What? Oh my gosh, I'm asking you to do one thing 20 minutes into my class period. This is why we have the rules around scientific notation that we do. Because the first numbers are both between 1 and 10. But it doesn't matter if one of those first numbers is bigger than the other first number. It matters how many place values we're going to shift.
It's pretty big.
Do you need me to deliver these back to you?
Yes, I do.
Do you know how to read it, though?
No.
Like, how would you say
Wait,
that?
what's after quintillion? Septillion's after quintillion.
There are nicknames, too. There aren't just, like, one way to say these things.
Look, I can say it. Well, let's see. That's can I say it, Rose? Can I say it?
Zero, 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 zero.
Bigger than 6 billion.
I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yes, we moved it 21 places.
Quintillion quadrillion.
Oh, I thought we were doing the other one.
Yeah.
Pluto, we know. We can do Humia here in a second. But so Pluto.
No, you didn't do it.
Hold on. What is this place?
100.
So okay, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, quadrillion. Yeah. So sept is 7. This is sextillion for 6. 1.3. Right? So, and this is literally, instead of writing out this whole number, how we would say it would be 1.3 sextillion. And I think there's another like nickname for it. Because we're essentially using mono, bi, tri, quad, quint, sex, sept, oct, non. So like a nonagon is 9-sided. Yes, Max, sex. I said sex. You learn all about sex in 8th grade. But sex also means like 6.
I was gonna ask what that means by sextus.
You alright, Brenda?
Like his name.
I'm good.
Hey, come on, guys.
Now, here's what's really interesting when we talk about the planets. So, and I'm not going to worry. I'll pause my recording. So then, that was finally the end of 821. So then 822 is our exponent rules, which we've already started talking about. So real quick, let's try to simplify these using exponents. Right? Use exponents to write these in the simplest way possible. Yeah, so don't write out like x, 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 x. Write like, x to a power.
We want to make it simple.
Er.
Simple-er, yeah.
Simpler.
Simple-er. That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, because we say simpler, right? We like kind of combine it. And of course, we're going to use random cards here. Anna?
I have a question.
I maybe have an answer.
So in equations, or I don't know if it was equations, but we usually said like the variable goes first and then the rest of the numbers.
So actually, that's backwards. Normally, the coefficient goes first, and then our variables go in alphabetical order.
It's not
Sorry, I
822.
got mixed up. Is that
Oh yeah, this is on your 822 worksheet. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you, Jake. Good catch.
I said that out loud.
You thought it was homework?
No, I said this is on our
Oh,
class.
so I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
I know, it's not you.
So
I said a loud voice.
Anna brings up a good point though, and we talked about this yesterday. I'm going to keep trying to put more vocab words into our lessons. The coefficient is a number multiplied by something where the number is in front. So with scientific notation, you were like 3.14 times 10 to the whatever. This is your coefficient. But in an expression like this, I lost my cards.
Can we teacher?
I feel like you guys will spend the rest of class doing that if I let you guys be teachers. I was going to try to get through this in like 3 minutes and then just let you guys work.
Okay.
Since some of you, I think, want to get like a head start on homework.
I kind of do that.
So, Gust, when I put things together, I'm going to have 10.
the power?
Okay, go ahead.
To the power of 3 and x to the power of 3.
10 to the, he went ahead and kept going. 10 to the third power, x to the third power.
Why?
Why? Because when the powers are multiplied, we add them.
Bro,
Why?
I know, but why do we want?
So then, Colin in B,
Why?
we're going to have 20 to the
11.
11.
Power.
And in C, you actually don't have to say power. I like that you pointed that out, but when we say to the, we know we're talking about powers. So then here in C, Max, you want to help me out?
Yeah.
So do we have any coefficient numbers? Okay, Max wants to come up, I guess.
You.
I mean, I don't care.
Teacher.
I'm not really going to say no, but you got to be efficient.
Okay. So we got X, and then we got Z, and that's Z for 6. What was that again?
Do you need different colors? There's also a Y.
So here, let me show you something better than that. Hold on. Let's go back. And then we're going to do highlighter. So, highlighter.
And then
You got your different colors so you can color code.
Okay, so yeah, we have.
Crap. Hold on. Let me drag this. Ah, not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Why are you all just?
The smartboard does not always agree. It's okay.
Okay.
All right,
I get
you're
it.
on yellow now.
Okay.
Should be.
So we have Okay, there we go. Fine.
Different
We have
color.
X and X, and then now we have Z and Z.
No, I
And
know.
then we have the lonely Y.
No,
But we don't do
why?
anything with the
We don't
lonely
know
Y.
why.
We don't want the Y.
Why?
Because it killed my parents.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So if we add these two
Why?
together,
X to the
that makes X to the 5th power.
Y to. So we go in alphabetical order. We don't have to, but it's nicer if you go in alphabetical order.
I did that.
Finally, we have Z to the 7th.
Boom.
Teacher, I would like to say something. You can do it differently. You can take out the multiplication symbols.
Shut up, Jake. No one cares.
So you're right, but does he need to take out the multiplications? No. He's totally right. You're totally right. We can all be totally right. Get it right. He's right. Thank you, Max.
He was actually right this time.
I went up and did the work for this.
So,
Yes, Max, yes, you did.
hold up. Last problem I'm probably going to ask you guys to do today because we got about 13 minutes left. So, one of your classmates had this problem on their homework. And is this on your worksheet, number 60?
No, 60.
So, they rewrote it like this.
No.
Do we agree? Think for like you guys all like to answer really fast and you don't give your brain time to think. Do we agree with them or do we need to tweak what they've written? Take a moment. Take a moment. She started with what's up here. She started with this. And then she rewrote it like this and then put the fives together. What do we think about that, Aiden?
I think we should tweak it a bit.
Why?
Because if you were going to use exponents, you would not have to write as much. Like you.
Yeah, there's another reason that we need to tweak it. You're right, but there's another reason. You want to keep going or you want to move on to somebody else?
I'll pass on.
Patrick is gone. Maddie. What'd they goof up?
Goofy goober.
I'm a goober.
You're always welcome to pass, but if you just need a second, that's fine.
They could have combined the two X's.
Ooh, you're right, but why, Jordan?
There's no Y's.
Why did Maddie just say they could have combined the X's? Like, there's more wrong than just that.
Because it.
Because they wanted to.
Because they'll multiply each other.
Yeah, I was gonna keep working through the pile, Colin, but yeah, Colin pegged it. What is between these numbers when we don't see anything between? Like, they showed multiplication here.
Oh.
These are also multiplication. So Erin goofed up. She thought that these were adding. No, this is multiplication. This is multiplication. So she's not right. What would it actually be when we write it correctly? 5
To the 8.
to the 6th. We add them. And X, no, be nice. X to the 5th. Alright, you guys can just work on homework for the last 10 minutes. that we got. Yeah, I'm going to put up 822, but I also need to run and make some copies really fast. So all I'm going to do is go start them. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Homework.